Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I believe I'm live. I do believe I'm live. You're gonna wait for some people to roll in. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Hi, how are you? Hi, how are you? Hi, how are you? Welcome. Got a little burp for you there. FBI? Nah, it's Cap. It's straight up Cap, bro. It's gotta be Cap. It's straight up Cap. Caparoonskis. Caparoonskis. Kapoonskis. Cap. Bro, why haven't you been going live? Bro, I was live fucking 2 days ago. Was it the 6th? I took 2 days off. I took 2 goddamn days off. Two whole days. Well, Maddie came back from going home for the summer. So I've been a bit busy. We've been hanging out. Oh, thank you for the $10. Payment for the mods, unemployment funds after the 3 videos were done without a stream. Yeah, true. I gotta pay my mods. Thank you for the $5. Good morning, Chris. Hope you're good. I'm good. Thank you very much. Mike Johnson says Trump is FBI informant. Super Secwet Agent Doland Tump. Oh. Dude, I don't know if you guys have seen this. You guys seen this shit? This shit's goofy. This shit's goofy.
He's not saying that what Epstein did is a hoax. It's a terrible, unspeakable evil. He believes that himself. When he first heard the rumor, he kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. He was an FBI informant to try to take this stuff down.
Dude, the way his whole demeanor changed when he says that, watch this.
When he first heard the rumor, he kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. He was an FBI informant to try to take this.
Dude, he was an FBI informant to try to. Dude, that's like if your boy's cheating on his girl and you're like, dude, the other night when we were out with Stephanie, like, dude, that is hilarious. First
heard the rumor, he kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. He was an FBI informant to try to take this stuff down. The president knows and has great sympathy for the women who have suffered these unspeakable harms.
Dude, I think that the reason why he stumbled in his words there is not because it's true. I think it's because it's not ready. Like, this play isn't ready. They weren't supposed to deploy that play yet. And he accidentally deployed that fucking card in their sleeve a little bit too early before people would be ready to believe it. Because, like you got to think about it. The first thing that they said was, we got the list and it's waiting right here. The second thing they said is, there is no list. The third thing they said is, you know, we're going to give you the list, but not everybody on it's a bad guy. The fourth thing is, here's some redacted version of the list. Now the women are saying we'll release our own list. And the government is trying to vote on giving a list. And they're like, okay, well, if this list is going to come out, and Jack's on every single goddamn fucking page, not Jack, sorry, I just read Jack's name, and Trump is on every single goddamn fucking page, then we gotta come up with a play. And the play is that he was actually an FBI informant. That's the fucking play. That's the play. Sorry, Jack, my brain, I'm reading your fucking name there, and it fucked with me. Jack's on the list, every goddamn motherfucking page, bro. Oh, Jesus Christ, Jack. Jack's on every single page of the list. But yeah, keep watching. Let's watch this again.
An FBI informant to try to take this stuff down. The president knows and has great sympathy for the women who have suffered these unspeakable harms. It's detestable to him. He and I have spoken about.
If that's a reporter, I want to keep an eye on his eye when he says this. Let's watch his face.
Himself, when he first heard the rumor, he kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. He was an FBI informant to try to take this stuff down. The president knows.
Is this guy fucking stupid? Bro, if I'm in that room and I hear that, I go, I'm sorry. Could you repeat did you just say that he was an FBI informant? How's there no follow-up?
And has great sympathy for the women who have suffered these unspeakable harms. It's detestable to him. He and I have spoken about this as recently as 24 hours ago. And he's not.
Here's the thing. Republicans are going to buy this shit. They're going to believe this shit. Dude, look at what Trump posts on his Truth Social. I love the smell of deportations in the morning. Chicago about to find out why it's called the Department of War. Yo, isn't that just like a threat? I swear to God, that might be the craziest thing he's ever fucking posted in his entire career, right? That has to be the craziest thing he's ever posted. That's insane, right? Video? I'm gonna make a video, but this is fucking crazy. Jesus Christ. So we got that. Thank you for the $5. He only informed because him and Epstein were having a lover's quarrel. He was never a fucking FBI informant. That's a crock of shit. That is a crock of shit. Oh yeah, did you guys hear about this? Biggest ICE raid in fucking history at a Hyundai dealership or factory. They detained, the Nazis came through and detained arrested 500 fucking people. And I thought they always said that these people don't work, right? I thought these people were just like not working, but apparently you're finding them like at work. What the fuck?
What happens if Venezuela flies jets over U.S. naval vessels again?
Well, I would say they're going to be in trouble. We'll let them know about that. We heard that happen, but it wasn't really over, not like they described. But I would say, General, if they do that, you have a choice of doing anything you want, okay? If they fly in a dangerous position, I would say that you can, you or your captains can make the decision as to what they want to do, all right? Sure. Say it.
How close did they get? You said the planes did not.
Well, I don't want to talk about that, but if they do put us in a dangerous position, they'll be shut down.
The Maduro regime is pushing back today. In fact, they say the U.S. seeks regime change through military threat. Your reaction to those words, and also, would you like to see regime change in Venezuela?
Well, we're not talking about that, but we are talking about the fact that you had an election which was a very strange election.
Dude, what do you mean? You had a failed coup d'etat. What was his name? Juan Guaido or some shit? You literally, there was a while where we had like a CIA coup d'etat attempt in Venezuela and put in like a puppet president who was like beholden to US State Department interests, right? And we pretended like this guy was the fucking president, and he wasn't. And then Nicolas Maduro and his fucking goons took over. And now you're pretending like the election was fraudulent when you literally had a failed CIA coup d'etat trying to put in a American puppet. Oh, I love when we talk about like foreign involvement in elections.
To put it mildly, I'm being very nice when I say that. I can only say that billions
Always
of dollars
covering his fucking hand.
of drugs are pouring into our country from Venezuela. The prisons of Venezuela have been opened up to our country. They've taken their prisoners, the worst prisoners, murderers, Tren de Aragua. The worst prisoners that you can ever imagine are now happily living in the United States of America. And when I see boats coming in, like loaded up the other day with all sorts of drugs, probably fentanyl mostly, but all sorts of drugs. And with
Key word there, probably. Because you know what you're supposed to do? You're supposed to fucking raid the boat. You're supposed to raid the boat. You're not supposed to blow them up with a goddamn fucking missile. And also, I want some proof that there were any drugs on that goddamn boat, because who puts 11 people on a fucking drug boat?
we're going to take them out. And if people want to have fun going on the high seas or the low seas, they're going to be in trouble.
Or the low seas? What the fuck does that even mean, Doland? Oh, yeah, this thing is fucking nuts, too. Trump, North Korea operation. So did you guys hear about this? Hold on. Let's get this. Did you guys hear about this shit? So If you didn't, long story short, Trump sent, we're going to read it, but long story short, Trump sent a team of Navy SEALs. This is back in 2019 during his first term when he was like making deals and meeting with Kim Jong-un, right? Trump sent a team of Navy SEALs to like infiltrate North Korea with the plan of like planting some sort of listening device so that he could eavesdrop on Kim Jong-un during their nuclear talks. And the mission failed. But listen to this shit. The SEALs, they're like in the water, they're in North Korean waters, or probably on like a fucking rib or some shit. And out of the fog comes this North Korean fishing boat full of civilians. Normal fishermen and divers are probably going to get like fucking shrimp. And the SEALs, they like, I guess the North Koreans are like, and turn on a flashlight and look at the SEALs in the water. So our SEALs open fire and kill every single one of the civilians. And then take their knives and stab them in the lungs so that when they put them in the water, they'll sink to the bottom. And then the mission failed and they extracted and got the fuck out. Just murdered North Korean civilians for no fucking reason. It was a few guys diving for shellfish. That's what I'm saying. What the fuck? What the fuck? Group of Navy SEALs emerged from the ink-black ocean on a winter night in early 2019 and crept to a rocky shore in North Korea. They were on a top-secret mission so complex and consequential that everything had to go exactly right. The objective was to plan an electronic device that would let the United States intercept the communications of North Korea's reclusive leader, Kim Jong-un, amid high-level nuclear talks with President Trump. The mission had the potential to provide the United States with a stream of valuable intelligence, but it meant putting American commandos on North Korean soil, a move that, if detected, not only could sink negotiations, but could also lead to a hostage crisis or an escalating conflict with a nuclear armed. Oh my god, dude. This is so stupid. It was so risky that it required the president's direct approval. For the operation, the military chose SEAL Team 6's Red Squadron, the same unit that killed bin Laden. The SEALs rehearsed for months, aware that every move needed to be perfect, but when they reached what they thought was a deserted shore that night, wearing black wetsuits and night vision goggles, the mission swiftly unraveled. A North Korean boat appeared out of the dark. Flashlights from the bow swept over the water. Fearing that they had been spotted, the SEALs opened fire. Within seconds, everyone on the North Korean boat was dead. The SEALs retreated into the sea without planting the listening device. Dude, this is like insane. This is so embarrassing and pathetic. Like they rehearsed for months and then immediately the whole fucking thing falls apart. That's so embarrassing. Based on interviews with 24 people. Jesus Christ. They fucking stabbed these people in the lungs and sunk their bodies into the water, right? Gotta be some more details in here. All right, here we go. So our boys came in on a submarine and then infiltrated in the water. They had mini submarines. They park on the seafloor. The SEALs have untraceable weapons loaded with untraceable ammunition. They swim silently underwater with the listening device. Let's see. All right. All right, so the boat starts moving towards the mini-subs. They're shining flashlights and talking like they noticed something because they fucking did. The SEALs just saw a boat that they thought was like a fucking, probably a military boat. And then a diver, a man from the North Korean boat, jumped into the water. They just murked him without saying a word. North Korean security forces could be coming. There was no time to plant the device. Dude, that's embarrassing. All right, let's see. All right, so the officials said the SEALs pulled the bodies into the water to hide them from North Korean authorities. One added that the SEALs punctured the boat crew's lungs with knives to make sure that their bodies would sink. There it is. You gotta be fucking kidding, bro. You gotta be fucking kidding. All right, I gotta make a video about this shit. And Trump says he doesn't know anything about it. And then I want to see, did you also hear that the Venezuelans flew 2 F-16s over our warships? Yep. Venezuelan jets fly over the U.S. warships. 2 armed Venezuelan F-16 fighter jets, visibly armed, bro, flew over the Jason Dunham. This is going to be some Vietnam level shit, dogs. This is going to be some Vietnam level shit, dogs. It's bad. This is bad. This is some bad shit. All right, I got a good video to make. I got a good video to make. You guys ready? You guys ready? This is gonna be all about Trump just being a warmonger. All right. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Y'all ready? All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Donald Trump is such a warmonger that I never want to hear a Republican call him a peaceful dove ever again. Do you remember when they tried to tell us that he was going to end all the wars and he would never start another war? There would never be a war under me. Oh, there would never have been a Ukraine war. This fucking guy, we are getting a story coming out that in 2019, he sent a Navy SEAL team, the same team that took out bin Laden, into North Korea to try and plant a listening device near Kim Jong-un. And the mission immediately failed. Instantly failed, causing our SEALs killed a whole bunch of North Korean civilians, just like fucking shellfish guys dive in to go get shellfish, and then stabbed their lungs so they would sink to the bottom of the ocean. Not only that, we've got Venezuelan jets, F-16s, armed, doing flybys over the USS Jason Dunham. And if you remember my previous video, we were talking about all of the warships. We sent 9 fucking warships and a submarine to Venezuela. So now the Venezuelans, they're not just a whole bunch of militiamen. They got F-16 fighter jets armed. So they did a flyby, right, over us. And now Trump is like, that's a threat. We're going to fuck you up. Motherfucker, you're the one who sent the warships. You fucking idiot. You put a hit on Maduro's head. What do you think is going to happen? Then we got Mike Johnson saying Trump is an FBI informant for Jeffrey Epstein to track his case, which is the if you believe that shit, bro, I have a Nigerian prince who needs your social security number to send you $50 billion. Like, so first it was, we're going to release the Epstein list. Then it was, there is no Epstein list. Then it was, all right, here's the Epstein list, but it's redacted. Then it was, oh, the Epstein list is a Democrat hoax. And now it is, oh, the Epstein list is real and I'm on it, but I was an FBI informant and I was trying to, call me super secret spy agent Donald Trump. Shut up, fatty. That's not real, okay? Then we got Trump threatening apocalypse in Chicago. Not even a joke. Get a look at this one. I love the smell of deportations in the morning. Chicago about to find out why it's called the Department of War. And then look at this shit. Shipocalypse now with... This is insane. How is this? Dude, this shit should get you arrested and impeached. And he posted this himself, bro. He posted this himself. Like, this isn't a retweet. So... a lot to talk about. It's scary. It's stupid. But we have a president who is not only waging war, illegal wars all over the planet, but he's waging a war on his own people here in the United States. And at the same time, like, he claims to be, he wants a Nobel Peace Prize. I ended 7 wars. Some even call it 10. No, you didn't. And you are... Let's just real quick. Illegally bombed Iran. Threatened to invade Greenland. Threatened to invade and annex Canada. Threatening to invade Mexico. Already drew up plans. Threatening to invade Venezuela. And he's practically already started. Bombing Yemen. What else do we got? There's got to be more. Now we got this North Korea thing. It just... He's not the anti-war president. He's the super war president. And there's even more. I can't even list them all. There's even more, dude. Okay. Let's start with the failed SEAL Team 6 operation. This is a New York Times article. It's really long, but this is the part that I find most interesting, when the mission was compromised. So this is in 2019 when Trump was meeting with Kim Jong-un and, he crossed over the DMZ to go shake his hand and whatnot. Here we go. So the SEALs... This is when, like I talked about, the SEALs essentially, they pulled up in mini submarines, docked in the bottom of the ocean, swam out with fucking rebreathers all the way up to the top. And while they're in like a fucking darkness, black water, and black wetsuits, right, they get up to this rocky shore that they practiced for this for months. They rehearsed this for months. They get up to this rocky shore that was supposed to be completely deserted. And then out comes a fucking wooden dinghy fishing boat, right, with some flashlights, because they go diving for shellfish, and at the same time, they also heard a weird fucking noise in what should be, like we're saying, a deserted area. They probably came for the shellfish. So they have their flashlights, and they shine it, right, essentially on the SEALs, or before they can, the SEAL team leader opens fire, and that's where this article picks up. If the SEALs were unsure whether the mission had been compromised before they fired, they had no doubt afterward. The plan required the SEALs to abort immediately if they encountered anyone. North Korean security forces could be coming. There was no time to plant the device. The shore team swam to the boat to make sure that all of the North Koreans were dead. They found no guns or uniforms. Evidence suggested that the crew, which people briefed on the mission said numbered 2 or 3 people, had been civilians diving for shellfish. All were dead, including the man in the water. So one of the men dove into the water to go get the shellfish. Officials familiar with the mission said the SEALs pulled the bodies into the water to hide them from the North Korean authorities. One added that the SEALs punctured the boat crew's lungs with knives to make sure their bodies would sink. Then the SEALs swam back to the mini-subs, sent a distress signal, and they essentially extracted safely. I want you to imagine for just a second, I know it's an insane hypothetical, but try to, like, turn the tide. Try to, I know that we're the big frog and they're the little frog, but try to imagine that somewhere in, I don't know, like, New York Harbor, a squad of North Koreans pulled up and found a bunch of American fishermen and fucking killed them, stabbed their lungs, pulled them into the water, and left. Could you just imagine the American reaction to that? People would be demanding a fucking nuclear strike of Pyongyang, right? And we just get to do whatever the fuck we want. Bella Kafefi. We get to do whatever the fuck we want. It's delusional. And this is in 2019. This is during his first term, which makes me think, what other failed military operations have we had under this fucking doofus? Anyway, we're going to move on to his reaction here. Trump says he doesn't know anything about the reported violent failed SEAL Team 6 mission. Here's the thing. In that article, which you should read, the New York Times article, it said that the mission was so advanced, so dangerous, because North Korea is a nuclear-armed nation, and Trump was in the middle of a fucking nuclear deal with them, that they had to get express permission from the president. So we already know, confirmed, that this is a lie when Trump says he doesn't know anything. This is a confirmed lie. He said on Friday he didn't know anything about what the New York Times reported was classified. The Pentagon and the U.S. Special Operations Command declined to comment. So they're just keeping their fucking mouths shut the way that Trump always does. Now, get this, right?
What happens if Venezuela flies jets
Let
over?
me pause this here. So here's the first thing. Venezuelan jets flew over the U.S. Navy, right? The USS Jason Dunham. F-16s, armed. These are not like fucking papier-mâché planes. This is not like some militia with a handmade pipe rifle. This is an actual fighter jet that is armed. And now I understand the United States military is incredibly deadly, and we could probably shoot that thing out of the fucking sky. But that's an insane escalation. That is war. I know you're already claiming that like we're practically at war, but you don't have congressional approval because you've labeled all drug cartels as terrorist organizations, and then you labeled the entire Venezuelan government as a drug cartel, and you don't need congressional approval to go to war with terrorist organizations. And if A plus B equals C, if A equals B and B equals C, then A equals C. So what you're doing is trying to find a legal loophole to go to war without congressional approval. Just like Obama did. Obama. Okay, so the Venezuelans who are facing up against like 4,500 Marines, a whole bunch of Navy sailors, 9 American warships, a fucking U.S. Navy submarine, right? They fly 2 F-16s and listen to Trump's response from this, right? Ready?
What happens if Venezuela flies jets over U.S. naval vessels again?
Well, I would say they're going to be in trouble. We'll let them know about that. We heard that happen, but it wasn't really over, not like they described. But I would say, General, if they do that, you have a choice of doing anything you want, okay? If they fly in a dangerous position, I would say that you can...
Dude, this is the equivalent of punching somebody, and then they come back, and they like get ready to swing up, and you go, oh my god, guys, are you seeing this? This guy's trying to fucking fight me. I guess I'm gonna have to... Like, what the fuck are we talking about?
You or your captains can make the decision as to what they want to do, all right? Sure. Say it.
How close did they get? You said the planes did not.
Well, I don't want to talk about that, but if they do put us in a dangerous position, they'll be shut down.
The Maduro regime is pushing back today. In fact, they say the U.S. seeks
I love that
regime
they have the audacity to call it the Maduro regime, but they don't call it the Trump regime. I call it the Trump regime. You guys here know that we call it the Trump regime, and I say it so fucking often that it's become second nature.
change through military threat, your reaction to those words, and also, would you like to see regime change in Venezuela?
Well, we're not talking about that, but we are talking...
You absolutely want to see regime change. You put a fucking $50 million bounty on goddamn Maduro's head. That's regime change, you doofus.
about the fact that you had an election which was a very strange election, to put it...
Okay. It wasn't a strange election. What happened was in your first term, King Doland, you had a failed CIA coup d'etat attempt in Venezuela, where we pretended like this guy named, I think it was Juan Guaido, was that his fucking name? We pretended that this guy was the president of Venezuela, okay, because he was an American puppet that would just do whatever the Department of War would tell him to do, right? He was just a State Department puppet. And this is what we've done throughout history in South America. Look up the list of CIA coup d'etats in South America. It's fucking insane. It looks like a Star Wars intro, right? And you, King Doland, you failed that military coup d'etat, and now that Nicolas Maduro is the goddamn leader, you're saying, oh, it was a scam election, it was a fraudulent election. No, you fucked up another military operation, just like you did in North Korea, because you're a stupid fat fuck.
I'm being very nice when I say that. I can only say that...
And look at him. Let me turn off the subtitles. Look at him hiding his fucking
billions of
hand.
dollars of drugs are pouring into our country from Venezuela. The prisons of Venezuela have been opened up to our country.
Bullshit.
They've taken their prisoners, the worst prisoners, murderers.
Bullshit.
Tren de Aragua.
Bullshit.
The worst prisoners that you can ever imagine are now happily living in the United States of America. And when I see boats coming in, like loaded up the other day with all sorts of drugs, probably fentanyl mostly, but all sorts.
I don't buy this, by the way. That boat, we watched it because Pete Hegseth posted that snuff film. Why the fuck would you put 11 people on a drug boat when the whole idea is to get as much drugs as you possibly can? What the fuck is the point? Here's my theory. I think that was just a boat full of migrants trying to escape the Maduro regime. And that was like a dog whistle for people like Stephen Miller, right? And like the Nazi ICE Gestapo thugs. It was a dog whistle being like, hey, look, this is what we do now. This is how we treat them. We just straight up fucking kill them. Judge, jury, executioner.
Drugs, and we're going to take them out. And if people want to have fun going on the high seas or the low seas, they're going to be in trouble.
What the fuck are the low seas, you dumb doofus? Okay, now, moving on. In regards to Trump and Epstein, so the latest play by Trump, they've moved from it's a Democrat hoax to they're going to release the list, and it's going to be, we talked about this in our last video because a brave woman from, I believe, Project Veritas, wore a secret camera and went on a hinge date with the chief analyst of what is it? Chief analyst of the FBI or some shit? Whatever the fuck. He spilled all the beans on the Jeffrey Epstein files, and he said that what's going to happen is the Trump regime is going to release the files, but it's going to be a redacted version of it where they leave the names of all the liberals and all the Democrats, and they redact the names of Trump and every conservative, every Republican, right? Now, here's the thing. I don't give a shit if you're a liberal or go to prison, right? But I need the Republicans too. That's not good enough. So the latest play is that if Trump's name is going to be on this list, which it is, every single fucking page, now they're claiming that Trump was an FBI informant, that his involvement with Epstein is real. He was there, but he was wearing a wire. I had to do terrible things. I'm not kidding. Check this out. This is Mike Johnson, Speaker of the House.
I'm not saying that what Epstein did is a hoax. It's a terrible, unspeakable evil. He believes that himself. When he first heard the rumor, he kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. He was an FBI informant to try to take this stuff down.
What? Like, look at his face. Here's my thing. I don't think that he was like nervous because he's like, oh my God, I wasn't supposed to say that because he thinks it's true. No, what I think is that this is a card they had up their sleeve and they weren't prepared to deploy it, and he accidentally deployed it early because it was like from a recent briefing that they had gotten.
First heard the rumor, he kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. He was an FBI informant to try to take this.
Did you see that? Did you see
this
that?
stuff down? The president knows and has great sympathy for the women who have suffered these unspeakable harms. It's detestable.
And also, I want to point out that this reporter didn't even fucking react to that. He doesn't even give a shit. Thank you for becoming a loyalist. Watch this.
When he first heard the rumor, he kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. He was an FBI informant to try to take this stuff down.
Like, bro, are you on fucking Ativan? Wake up, wake up, wake up. How are you not going to react? All right, and then the very last thing is that we talked about this in the beginning. I want you to look at, so we know that Trump is invading Chicago. He already said it. He said, we're coming. He said, we're coming. And it looks like he's making like insane, violent threats now. So I do think that the invasion of Chicago is going to be like, it's going to make the LA protests look like a fucking birthday party, like a kid's birthday party. Look at this. I love the smell of deportations in the morning. Chicago about to find out why it's called the Department of War. Shipocalypse now. That's napalm. He's talking about a napalm strike. He's talking about a napalm strike on Chicago. Peaceful dove, right? Peaceful dove, right? Oh, and I already know. I know. It's meant to trigger the libs. It's AI generated. Oh, you're falling for Trump rage bait. I don't give a fuck that it's rage bait. I give a fuck that the President of the United States is willing to joke about napalming his own fucking people while we have a Nazi Gestapo ICE thug group rounding up fucking migrants. I mean, this is going to be a fucking nightmare. This is going to be a fucking nightmare. Anyway, listen, if you're live, you stay. We're going to keep on going. If you're watching this pre-recorded on YouTube, thank you very much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It costs you nothing, and it helps me immensely. Also, remember, this is real independent journalism. We never had a conversation with an advertiser or a billionaire or a government. So if you do want to help me out, a couple of ways you could do it. Click the thanks button down below to donate to the channel. You can buy merch like the Democratic Socialist poster. You can use a 40% off discount code for Ground News. You can become a member for $5, and you can become a patron for $5. $87. Thank you very much for 87,000 subscribers. We're inching closer and closer to 100K. I love you very much. And do me one last favor. Click that video over there. It's a banger. And I know bangers. Nice. Nice. Does anybody know the rules about taking this picture and using it as a background? Is that like allowed, or is that, do you think they own it? Like, what do I do with it? Can I use that for a thumbnail? No way they own it. What do you, free use if AI? AI generated. All right, I'm gonna save it then. Actually, I gotta take a screenshot of it because it's really. All right, hold on. All right, got it. We got it. We got it. I got it. Oh, we got it. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. What was that guy's name? Something Baghdadi is dead. Abu Ahmed Baghdadi is dead. He died like a dog. You guys remember that shit? Weenie, stop it. Get your new computer yet? No. No, I'm a lazy bastard. I'm a lazy fuck. Lazy fuck. But at least I'm honest. Canva time. Give me back my frames. Who do y'all want to be the next president? Me or Beelzebub? Me or Beelzebub? Me or Beelzebub? But yeah, it is thummy time, ladies and gentlemen. It is a Thummium Shatner time. It's time for thummies. It's time for thummies. It's time for thummies. Okay, so I'm going to do two different thumbnails here because I have an idea and I want to try it out. Because I have the two thumbnail thing. I can do two different thumbs. All right, so we're going to start off with this one as the background. All right. Yeah, no, that's perfect for this one. This shit is like an actual insane thing to post. Like, real talk, guys. Can we talk about how, like, if Obama had ever posted something like this, or Joe Biden or Kamala Harris, this would actually cause like mass fucking panic? The Republicans would be like actually rallied outside of the White House. All right. War What is this? What do we call this? I got it. Yeah, I think that'll do. I think that'll do. Just straight up fucking napalm, bro. All right, so that's one. That's one. We're making two. We're making two. Operation Chiraqi Freedom. Oh, I'm stealing it. Operation Chiraq Freedom. Luigi. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. Operation Chiraqi Freedom is nuts. Luigi, cut the shit, you fucking rat. None of it. None of it. No borking. I love you. Weenie. Ouija has opinions now, but she just hears a human baby. She doesn't like the sound of human babies. She's not a fan. Weenie. All right, this is episode 228. Thank you for becoming a member for $5. Just got her. What did I hear about the new spin being Donald Trump as an FBI informant? Yeah, we just covered that. So essentially, the new spin coming out of the GOP is that, yes, Donald Trump is on the list. Yes, Donald Trump went to the island. Yeah. But he was actually an FBI informant gathering evidence to put Epstein away, which is just a fucking giant crock of shit. No issues were found with the video, which is very good. Now we need a second one for it. We're going to get rid of me in this as the test. Link. Oh! We love that. Ooh, big fan of that. Oh. All right. Let's get this up. We're going to do an A/B test. Thumbnail. Got that one. Operation Chiraqi Freedom. And that one. Operation Chiraqi Freedom. The title is going to be Trump threatens war with Chicago. Threatens to shoot down Venezuelan jets and claims to be FBI informant and claims to be a spy. All right, so Trump threatens war with Chicago. How about this? Threatens war with Chicago and Venezuela with a question mark. Claims to be a FBI informant. Claims to be an FBI informant. Trump threatens war with Chicago and Venezuela. Claims to be an FBI informant. Failed SEAL operation. Okay, there we go. That's what we're going to do. Too long, shorten it. All right. Too long. Are you sure? All right. War with Chicago. War with Venezuela. Failed operation in North Korea. Super spy Donald Trump. Same fucking length, but it's really good. War with Chicago, war with Venezuela, failed operation. Is that good? Is that good? Korea. There we go. That'll do. I made the title War with Chicago, War with Venezuela, Failed SEAL Operation in North Korea. Peaceful dove, right? That's the title. Whether you like it or not, motherfucker. Okay. Trump had a failed military operation in North Korea. He's threatening to shoot down Venezuelan jets. He's threatening to napalm strike Chicago. And he claims to be a FBI super spy. I can't fucking believe that's a real guy. Like, everything I just said is real. I can't believe that. Make sure it starts good. Hold on. A warmonger that I never... All right. It did not start right, so we're going to have to do a little bit of edits right when I post it. Why are we living in a continuous South Park episode? Because a whole bunch of fucking people are uneducated. And they voted for a dipshit. Let me go over the Chicago part one more time. Yeah, he posted this clip from Apocalypse Now where the line is, I love the smell of napalm in the morning. And there's a napalm strike in the background and helicopters coming in. And he put himself in that character in AI. And he said, I love the smell of deportations in the morning. But there's still napalm striking behind him. It's fucking crazy. All right, that's public. I'm going to have to do a quick edit here. Mossad has entered the chat. You spelled Mossad wrong, which means you couldn't possibly be Mossad. Then again, that could be a Mossad test. Maybe you're Mossad and you're purposely spelling Mossad wrong, so I don't think that you're Mossad. All right, let me see if I can edit this real quick. A warmonger that I never want to hear a Republican call him a peaceful dove ever again. Do you remember when they tried to tell us that he was going to end all? Right, a warmonger that I never want to hear a Republican call him a peaceful dove ever again. We're going to start there. That's 707. New cut. Do you remember when they tried to tell? All right, save, acknowledge, confirm. Video editing in progress. All right, we're good. That video's up and running. Truth Social. Is Truth Social entirely funded by My Pillow? Yeah, by Mike Lindell, probably. Probably. Did you guys see clips of the Chinese military parade, by the way? It was fucking crazy. It was fucking crazy.
In the new era, China-Russia relations are more self-confident, firm, and...
Hey, I just started watching your content. I think your takes are not I'm glad to find someone not part of the chorus drama. You actually talk about Israel. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I do find it insane that because like I watched Secular Talk, Kyle Kalinske. I don't know if you guys watched him and Crystal, his wife. They interviewed Taylor Lorenz, and she was saying like a part that was insane was like part of the contract, like these content creators sent the contract to their lawyer. We're like, hey, can I get my lawyer to redline this? Now, if you're not like in this industry, you might not know what redlining is. It just means like you get offered a contract, you have your lawyer, they have theirs, and you send it to yours, and he looks at it with a red pen. That's why they call it redlining, but they do it on the computer now, right? And they're like, I don't like this part. Here's my point. I'm gonna circle it. I don't like that. I don't like this. Here's what I want. And you go back and forth redlining until you come to an agreement. Because the whole point of a contract, of being like somebody's lawyer, is that you make sure that they get the best deal, right? Chorus wasn't allowing these people to send this contract to their own lawyers to like redline it, which is like insane. Like if somebody ever says no, you can't send it to your lawyer to redline it, it doesn't matter what the deal is. Do not sign it, because you're not a lawyer. So you reading that contract and trying to find like whatever the fine proof is, like good fucking luck. The only fucking reason why they would ever not want your lawyer to see it is because there's some fucking weird shit in there that they know a lawyer would clock immediately and go, oh dude, you can't sign this. I mean, you can if we edit this part, you know what I'm saying? But that's fucking nuts. You know what I mean? That is fucking nuts.
Resilient. From May 7th to 10th, President Xi Jinping
Dude, look at the
made a
difference in the
state
red
visit to
carpet
Russia
that the Chinese
and
gave
attended
Putin, and the red
commemorations in
carpet that the
Moscow
Americans
of
gave
the
him.
80th anniversary of the victory of the Soviet Union's Great Patriotic War. In World War II, China was the main battlefield in Asia, and the Soviet Union was the main
What if from
battlefield
downtown
in
Chicago? Yo, did you see the invasion of Chicago's on its way, bro? Have you seen, yo, Chicago, hold on. Hold on. My boy in Chicago, hold up. Wait. You better get O-Block ready. Hold on. Look at this. Shapocalypse now, bro. Look at this. Look what's coming for you. Chicago. Yo, John. Yo, John, look what's coming. That's a napalm strike, John. I love the smell of deportations in the morning. Chicago about to find out why it's called the Department of War. That's the President of the United States posting this, bro. Acting like this is fucking Kuwait. This is nuts.
Europe.
奥利，很高兴再见。斯洛伐克总理菲索。
Japanese aggression.
Dude, Trump wishes he could pull some shit like this. I'm not going to war with these people! Oh my God!
Today is
And with fearless strength, determination.
Dude, do you remember how our boys marched? Do you remember how our... Hold on. I gotta be able to find a clip of that, right? Of our boys marching during Trump's birthday party. Parades are just show. I know, but let's compare it to our parade. Trump birthday parade, soldiers marching. I ain't stupid.
Hey! Pointed over me.
They're not marching. They're not marching, bro.
According to regular.
Tonight, it was a show of
Birthday. Every other country celebrates their victories. It's about time.
Bro, what is this bullshit? Can you just give me the fucking video I'm asking you for, bro? Yeah, dude, all right,
This
here.
is the first military parade that we've had.
This one. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Meanwhile.
The Great Wall symbol.
Meanwhile. Meanwhile, bro. Mean fucking while. Bro, why does he look so, like, unbothered? Bro, the aura emitting from this man is fucking crazy. The complete and total lack of fear to be standing there like that. Is that even him? Is this even real? Is that a statue? Like, that is fucking brazy. He's just aura farming! He's aura farming! What the fuck is this? Why do they love cars like this?
Comrade Chairman, the troops for review are fully prepared. Please proceed with the inspection. Chief Commander of the Parade, Han Zhengxuan. Let's begin.
Yo, do you think if you fuck up, you get like thrown in a gulag? Do you think if you fuck up, they send you to like Siberia? Dude, he looks so unbothered. Like this is just another day.
Xi will pay an eye salute to the party national and military flags.
Are you, like, brother, are you good? Yeah, no, he looks dissatisfied, bro. He looks like this isn't good enough. I don't, like, that's, like, he doesn't, I don't think he likes it. It's not good enough for him. What is this? He's just looking at it. What the fuck is this? I think he just said, "Who do you serve?" and they said, "The people." I think he just said, "Who do you serve?" and they said, "The people." Dude, that's based as shit. That's based on God. Yeah, he's asking them who they fight for, and they keep saying, the people! Hi, Beans.
同志们好。
Hi, Beans.
同志们辛苦了。
In a typical
Bro, I'm not going to war with these fucking people. I'm not going to war with these fucking people. I'm not going to war with these fucking people. I'm not going to war with these fucking people.
President Xi says, "Salute to you, comrades." And the soldiers reply, "Hail to chairman."
Oh, never mind. They're saying hail to the chairman.
Then says, "Comrades, thank you for your hard work." To which the soldiers reply, "We serve the people."
Oh, they are saying we serve the people. This is naughty. This is naughty shit, dogs. Oh, fuck!
A 14-year-long war of resistance
Oh!
under the leadership of the Communist Party of China, the 8th Red Army and the new 4th Army.
Contributing country on the aerial echelon.
Oh,
will
shit!
drop from several airports fly over the Tiananmen Square.
A total of
Oh my god, they're doing this at Tiananmen Square!
nations and echelons are involved in the Grand Parade. During the parade march past, airborne flag.
Dude, this is the shit Trump wishes he could do. He wishes he could have some authoritarian fucking dictatorship like this. Look at this. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. This is insane.
Peaceful utilization of space. PLA Aerospace Force safeguards the lasting peace and common security of space. Offers strategic support to bringing great power in aerospace.
This is their space force, I think. This is their space force, dog.
Also making its debut is the Cyber Space Force formation. China advocates building a peaceful, secure, open, making great contributions to building a community.
Who the fuck is this white dude? Does anyone know who the fuck the white dudes are? Like, who the fuck is this dude? Who the fuck is this dude? Who are the white dudes? For real? These Russians?
Shared future for humanity.
Formation are able to make
Name. It includes anti-drones.
Oh, dear God. They're gonna clip this and say you're a communist? Always, they always do. Thank you for becoming a loyalist again. Alright, that put us to shame in terms of parades. Now listen, I ain't stupid. Wars are not won with parades. I ain't fucking stupid. But that blew any parade that we've ever done out of the water, right? Ever. I think that goes without being said, right? I think that's kind of agreed upon, right? Can't really argue with that. Huh. Crazy shit. Oh, yeah, that Hyundai plant raid. Look at this, bro. This shit's nuts.
Nearly 500 people, most of them South Korea nationals, are in ICE custody tonight after what's being called the largest single-site enforcement operation in Homeland Security's two-decade history. Yesterday's raid at a Hyundai manufacturing plant near Savannah, Georgia, was the
arrested 475 workers after raiding a sprawling Hyundai EV battery factory under construction in Georgia. Most of them are South Koreans who were subcontractors in the country illegally, according to investigators.
Together, we are sending a clear and unequivocal message that those who exploit our workforce, undermine our economy, and violate federal laws will be held accountable.
You think they're gonna charge the Hyundai CEO for hiring undocumented workers? I don't think they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna do fucking shit. Oh, God, this country's such a fucking joke, dude. What's going on today? A lot's going on. Trump is threatening to invade Chicago. He's threatening to shoot down Venezuelan jets. We found out he had a failed military operation in North Korea back in 2019. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on today. Can't believe Elon's going to be a trillionaire soon, bro. Oh, and Zoran challenged Trump to a debate because Trump said that he's going to do everything he can to help Cuomo win. He even he offered Eric Adams a job in the regime as the ambassador to Saudi Arabia, which is hilarious because Eric Adams has already taken bribes from like Middle Eastern countries, like Turkey. And yeah, he's trying to give Andrew Cuomo a better chance by making the other guys drop out.
Okay, the fake news was at it again, but because I missed one day of press conferences, so today I gave them about a 3-hour press conferences on changing the name of the Department of Defense to the Department of War. Because, you know, we won World War I, World War II, everything in between and everything in front of it. It was called Department of War. And then we went woke after the Second World War, incredible victory, and we said, let's change it to defense. And look, war means something. It means we're not going to have any problems. We don't want problems with people.
What?
And I've kept us out of wars. I've solved wars. But the way you solve wars is through strength. And that's what
is with war. The way you solve war is with more war. Ooh, Bella Covfefe, Bella Covfefe, Bella 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 Covfefe, Bella 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 Covfefe, Bella 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 Covfefe.
We make the best equipment in the world. We have the best soldiers. We have the most powerful military anywhere in the world. We rebuilt it in my first term. But I'm really happy when you see almost $17 trillion will be invested in this country over the next few months.
$17 trillion is going to be invested. Dude, he has no guardrails. That's fucking crazy, dude. That's like, there's 50 billion Guatemalans raping the Statue of Liberty right now. That's fucking insane. That's delusional.
And, you know, they've known
That's
Andrew
so loud. That's so loud. That's so loud.
Cuomo is a known quantity for a long time. And there's a feeling right now as they watch sort of Governor Pritzker in Illinois and Governor Newsom and, you know, mayors in Chicago and D.C. and Baltimore deal with this sort of Godzilla-like figure, right? Who's sort of wreaking havoc all over the places. That
God, he's so fucking handsome.
We need someone who's strong, who's experienced, who can go toe-to-toe, who maybe is kind of a tough guy. And this Zoran Mamdani seems like a nice guy, You know, he seems charming. He's 33 years old.
Oh, God damn it. Don't you fucking do it,
Like,
Luigi. Don't you fucking do it. Luigi, Luigi, don't do it. Luigi, don't do it.
That can go toe-to-toe with the threat that is Donald Trump, as opposed to Andrew Cuomo, who's really been around the block.
Not loud on my end. Shut your fucking mouth.
Let's take the example of California.
Luigi!
When Donald Trump deployed the National Guard to California, one of the key ways in which
Malenti, you literally didn't even send me the clip. You said, here's the clip, and then you didn't send me the fucking clip. That's not even the fucking clip, you dumb bitch. Holy shit, you're a useless fucking mod. Holy shit. Holy shit.
Almost $17 trillion will be invested in this country over the next few months, actually. We started from the day happy about that, but I'm
17 trillion, Billy.
first ones on this great place. We call it the Rose Garden Club. And it's a club for senators, for congresspeople, and for people in Washington, and frankly, people that can bring peace and success to our country. And you're invited as congressmen. Mostly we have congressmen and senators tonight. Again, you know why you're first? Because it rained last night. I had the high-tech guys we're going to hear, and they didn't want to have rain on top of their beautiful heads.
Okay, so now we have like a private club. A secret club. No press is going to be allowed, I guarantee it. A secret club for senators and congressmen. Dude, this is insane. This is fucking insane.
That, but I'm really happy when you, it's a great, big, beautiful bill. And Scott Bessent is here, who's done a fantastic job. And he's one of the people, one of the writers. But we're
Second link from Malent. Let's see what he's got.
Multiple outlets are reporting that Donald Trump is attempting to tip the scales of New York City's mayoral election by offering some of the candidates jobs in the administration in order to help Andrew Cuomo defeat Zohran Mamdani.
Yep.
Ever since the 33-year-old Mamdani won the Democratic primary in June, the Fox News viewer, who is our president, has been taking a special interest in the New York City race.
If a communist gets elected to run New York, it can never
Look at his fuck-ass hair. Holy shit, dude.
be the same, but we have tremendous...
Dude, you can kind of picture him bald. Does anybody have the technology to take this screenshot and make me see what he looks like without his hair? Because, like, it's sort of going to be like seeing Darth Vader without his helmet. You know what I mean? I gotta know. I gotta know.
Tremendous power at the White House to run places when we have to. You have a lot of crooked things going on in New York. We're going to straighten out New York. It's going to, maybe we're going to have to straighten it out.
He's not a communist. I know, but the thing is, they have to label Zohran a communist because, what is it? The Anti-Communist Act of 1954. So if Zohran actually gets close to winning and they successfully label him as a communist, their last card that they could pull, the final card up their sleeve, is the Communist Control Act of 1954 that outlaws the Communist Party, criminalizes membership for communist action organizations on the basis that communists vowed to overthrow the government, and it allows you to deport. You would be able to deport Zohran back to Uganda. So there's always a reason behind their word choice. There's always a reason.
Washington.
Now, the New York Times is reporting that advisors of Trump are trying to induce the current incumbent mayor, Eric Adams, to leave the race by dangling an administration job.
Isn't that blatant election interference? Yes, and so is all of this. But, like, as I've been saying, and I hate to just sound like, you know, like constant doom and gloom, laws do not apply to the president of the United States. To the point of literal murder. The Supreme Court ruled that Donald Trump cannot be held liable for any crime he commits as long as it's a presidential action. So he can actually literally do anything he wants. That's not hyperbole. He can literally do anything he wants.
For him. Quote, the talks have also involved finding a possible place in the administration for the Republican candidate, Curtis Sliwa. Citing 3 people with knowledge of the discussions, the Times reports the goal would be to give former Governor Andrew Cuomo a better chance of defeating Mamdani in November's general election. Political reports.
So a king, yes, or a dictator.
Adams has been offered a position at the Department of Housing and Urban Development, according to a person with direct knowledge of the offer. And that the mayor met with the president's team during his visit this Monday, to Florida. A spokesperson for the Eric Adams campaign said Mayor Adams.
So this is almost like a second election. Like Trump is almost like essentially, here's how I look at it. Zoran isn't running against Andrew Cuomo. Zoran is running against Donald Trump. And Zoran agrees. He said himself, if somebody can find the clip for me, please. He said, why don't we cut out the middleman? I'll just debate Donald Trump. I invite you to New York. Let's debate. Somebody give me that clip, because that essentially it's Zoran versus Donald Trump running for the mayor of New York City.
Has not met with Donald Trump. He is not dropping out of the race. Joining me now to
Trump mentioned banning the Second Amendment for trans people. No, if you can find me that clip, somebody said it. That's fucking nuts.
respond to all this news on a very busy day is the Democratic candidate for New York City Mayor, Assemblyman Zoran Mondani.
You got the link there? Let me see it.
Let's cut out the middleman. Let's cut out the middleman. Why should I debate Donald Trump's puppet when I could debate Donald Trump himself? If Donald Trump is serious about this, he should come to New York City. We can have as many debates as he wants about why he is cutting SNAP benefits for hungry New Yorkers just to fund tax cuts for his billionaire donors.
Yeah, I mean, like, and period. If Donald Trump is going to interfere this much in the election, why not just debate him? If he cares this much, why don't we just debate him?
It's good to have you here. Nice to meet you in person for the first time.
Good to be here. Thank you for having me.
So what do you think about all this?
I think it's outrageous.
How long is this?
And I think oftentimes in a race such as this, it's tempting to think of this solely in the question of how does this impact the race? But this is an affront to our city's democracy. This is an affront to the values that make so many of us proud to be Americans, that we could choose our own leaders, not that our leaders pick themselves or their friends. And we're seeing in this time when Donald Trump has taken SNAP from hungry New Yorkers, has passed legislation that would throw millions of New Yorkers off their health insurance, that we have Democrats in Andrew Cuomo and Eric Adams working with this administration to try and subvert the will of Democratic primary voters right here in New York City.
Yeah, and I think it's outrageous that anybody even pretends like Andrew Cuomo is a Democrat. If he's working shoulder to shoulder, buddying up with Trump, he's not a fucking Democrat. He's a wolf in sheep's clothing, you know? God damn it, what did I do?
We're going to fix the medians. We're going to clean up the place. We're going to put new grass in all the parks. You know, you don't know this. Grass has a life. Do you know that, Mike? Grass has a life like we have a life. It's so long. Guess what? It expired about 40 years ago in these parks. There's no grass on half of it.
What? What the fuck are you talking about?
We're going to regrass them with the best guys in the country. We're going to grass them by people that do Augusta in Georgia, people that do the great golf courses of the world. We're going to have the most beautiful parks. We're going to fix the curbs. I noticed some of your curbs are broken. You know why? They're hitting them with a hammer so they can...
Dude, he's so obsessed with that story. So they can take the pieces and throw them off a bridge.
Pick it up and throw it at the police. But not anymore. They're not.
He's so obsessed with that.
In the country, our capital. And after 12 days, it became known as a safe city. And then after 2 more days, it's now one of the safest cities in the country, and people are going out to dinner. They're walking down the middle of the street. Women are walking by themselves alone, and they feel totally safe. Again, you know.
Yo, meanwhile, hold on. Didn't Charlie
And if you leave
Kirk
here right
in,
now, and if you walk back to wherever you
South
happen
Korea?
to stay, you're going to feel totally secure.
That reminds me, I gotta find this clip. Yeah, look at
But
this.
I'm here in Seoul, South Korea. As you can see, everyone, they have these like inflatable cushy chairs. Everyone is reading. This would last about 35 seconds in most American cities. You can have nice stuff. Crime is a choice. We shouldn't put up with it.
Oh. You mean in a country where there's no guns? You mean in a country with free healthcare and universal healthcare? Like, oh, so you go to a country that has the things that we've all been fucking demanding, and now you're like, wow, this is fucking beautiful. What a fucking idiot. What a fucking idiot, bro. Dumb piece of shit.
Ask you and maybe Dan Raisin-Cane to say a few words, please.
Mr. President, thank you. After winning a war for independence in 1789, George Washington established the War Department, and Henry Knox was his first Secretary of War. And this country won every major war after that, to include World War I and World War II. Total victory, Mr. President, as you said. Then 150 years after that, we changed the name after World War II from the Department of War to the Department of Defense in 1947. And as you pointed out, Mr. President, we haven't won a major war since, and that's not to disparage our warfighters, whether it's the Korean...
I'm actually surprised that he was willing to admit that. Usually Republicans cannot admit that we haven't won a war since World War II. That's it's a hard pill to swallow for a lot of MAGA Republicans. I'm genuinely surprised he just said that.
You pointed out, Mr. President, we haven't won a major war since, and that's not to disparage our warfighters, whether it's the Korean War, or the Vietnam War, or our generation of Iraq and Afghanistan. That's to recognize...
I'd like to ask you...
That's actually kind of fucking nuts that he was willing to admit that.
To disparage our warfighters, whether it's the Korean War, or the Vietnam War, or our generation of Iraq and Afghanistan. That's to recognize that this name change is not just about renaming, it's about restoring. Words matter. It's restoring, as you've guided us to, Mr. President.
He's reading a script. He keeps looking down onto a little script. Like, and here's the thing, like, nothing he's saying is very, like, prophetic. It's not very impressive. You don't really need a script for this to sell the point. You know what I'm saying? You really don't need a fucking script.
Restoring the warrior ethos. Restoring victory and clarity as an end state. Restoring intentionality to the use of force. So, at your direction, Mr. President, the War Department is going to fight decisively, not endless conflicts. It's going to fight to win, not to lose. We're going to go on offense, not just on defense.
They're saying it. Going on offense, not just defense. So you're just going to start wars. You just want to start more foreign wars. What the fuck are we... Bro, like, this isn't something that we can undo in 4 years. This isn't something that we could just, like, vote him out, put in a Democrat, and then just, like, undo this shit. That's not how this works. This is going to take fucking decades. This is going to take fucking decades to rebuild.
Maximum lethality, not tepid legality. Violent effect, not politically correct.
It's confirmed that the Venezuelan ship was civilian. Confirmed by who? Pentagon official. Oh, come on. I mean, I've been assuming that it's a civilian ship.
We're going to raise up warriors, not just defenders. So this War Department, Mr. President, just like America, is back. Thank you for your leadership and your clarity. We're going to set the tone for this country. America first, peace through strength, brought to you by the War Department.
Yeah, brought to you by Palantir.
Unbelievably out of his league. It's hard to comprehend. And you say the media is melting down. The media is Senator Bill Cassidy, Senator John Barroso, Senator John Kennedy, Senator Tom Tillis, all Republicans that voted to confirm him, who are saying we are denying people vaccines. You promised to uphold the highest standards for vaccines and have not done so.
What vaccines has he denied someone?
Oh, right. COVID-19. Exactly.
To who? Who can't get a COVID-19
To Eric
shot?
Erickson's wife, to begin, and Bill Cassidy used...
Wait a second. You mean you
They
can't
also
walk...
just passed, like, they're trying to pass a law that says you cannot get a COVID booster unless you're, like, elderly or have a pre-existing condition. They literally are trying to withhold people from getting the vaccine.
Walk into your doctor's office and get a COVID-19 shot.
Why don't you ever prepare? Why don't you prepare? Kathy Hochul had to do it.
True?
No, it's not true.
No, it is true.
He reclassified it.
Stop.
He reclassified
Haley,
it.
you
can
now
still
need
get
a prescription,
COVID
and CVS and Walgreens is denying it to people because of the quote-unquote regulatory environment. You can thumb your nose at it. You are healthy and lucky you.
This is why
but there are
even
sick
Senator
people.
Warren, I assume you look up to Senator Warren. She said effectively denied.
Mhm.
Effectively.
Well, Bill
Notice the
Cassidy
You
did
mean
it.
insurance doesn't cover it if you're healthy?
No,
Is
that's
that what
not
you're
what I
talking
mean.
about?
I mean that you need a prescription to get it. It is becoming what?
Okay.
You shouldn't.
If you're healthy, you don't need a COVID vaccine. If you want
You're
one,
not.
pay the
I'm
extra
talking
$100.
about a woman with stage 4 cancer.
They can get it if you have stage 4
Eric
cancer.
Erickson's
Jessica.
wife cannot. He wrote about it. He talked about it.
I don't know anything about his wife, but
First of all, this is not a state-by-state basis, Jessica. This wasn't a blanket.
There are 16 states
I'll give you
where
this. There has been some confusion. There's been some confusion.
How big of you to admit that, Sandra? Come on.
Okay. It was on a state-by-state basis.
I am upset about this.
Don't be so upset.
You urged Jesse to do his homework. I did.
Don't be so upset, that fucking guy says. Brian Kilmeade. Dude, these fucking people are actual monsters. Like, we're up against literal fucking demons, bro. I don't even know what to say right now. You know that in Florida, they just took away all vaccine mandates? Did you know this? Look at this. Florida plans to end vaccine mandates statewide, including for school children. And this isn't the COVID vaccine. This is all vaccines. This is chickenpox, measles, polio. This is fucking everything. Do you know how many fucking kids are going to die because of this? Do you know how many people, specifically the children, do you know how many children are going to die? Lodopo said that every vaccine mandate is wrong and drips with disdain and slavery. Dude, this is a clear sign of regression in a society. This is like, sooner or later, we're going to start burning witches. That's what this is. This is turning away from science and turning towards praising the Lord. Like, this is really, really dangerous. This is incredibly dangerous. My God.
This morning, in what U.S. officials call a highly provocative move, the Pentagon says 2 Venezuela military planes flew near a U.S. Navy ship.
Military planes, it's a jet, sweetheart.
It appears to be a show of force days after the U.S. military attacked this boat in the southern Caribbean, allegedly carrying drugs from Venezuela, killing 11 people. The Pentagon last night claiming the Venezuelan flights were designed to interfere with our counter-narco-terror operations.
It's a war on killers. It's a war on terrorists.
Just yesterday, Secretary of State Marco
Yeah, it's a war on terror drugs. We're in a new war, a war on terror drugs. They're not just terrorists. They're also drug cartel leaders. They're terror druggists. It's so fucking pathetic. You could read right through this shit, dude.
In Ecuador expanded the administration's crackdown on drugs flowing out of Latin America, designating 2 Ecuadorian gangs as foreign terrorist organizations and vowing to carry out more attacks on drug cartels.
This is now, and this is Ecuador.
What was that? Wait a minute.
This is
Look
now.
at this guy's fucking mask. Is that Ghost? Oh my God, our generation, dude. This is a kid who fucking grew up playing COD 4. For real. Like, for real, on God, this is the result of a fucking kid. This is a kid who played COD 4, and now he's in the cartel.
And this is Ecuador, a country increasingly consumed by cocaine, desperately trying to claw its way out.
ABC's Matt Rivers recently traveled to Ecuador.
It might not look like it, but this river is a superhighway for cocaine. Hundreds of tons of that product coming through these waters every single year.
Fucking scoop up a handful, dog.
For Europe and the United States. And as a result, that city right there, Guayaquil, Ecuador, is at war. Rival drug gangs fighting between themselves and the government, vying for supremacy.
Yeah, I'm going to Ecuador.
And what has become one of the most important hubs in the global cocaine trade.
The U.S. Navy recently deploying 8 ships to the
All
Caribbean.
right, so after Venezuela, we're going for Ecuador, and then probably Colombia, and then probably Bolivia. Oh my God. Yo, in Fallout, the United States owns all of Canada and all of South America. We own the Americas, North and South, in its entirety. Is this motherfucker pulling a vault tech? Is this motherfucker pulling a vault tech? Annexation of Canada, invasion of Mexico, invasion of Venezuela, invasion of Ecuador. Is this motherfucker trying to literally conquer the entirety of the Americas?
And Pacific. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth comparing the drug cartels to Al-Qaeda.
A foreign terrorist organization.
What? What? Oh, I didn't know that Pablo Escobar took down the fucking Twin Towers.
Poisoning your people with drugs coming from a drug cartel is no different than Al-Qaeda. And they'll be treated
It's no different than Al-Qaeda. Yeah, dude. Operation Iraqi Freedom moving into Venezuela soon. Dude, what the fuck are we doing? I thought he said no new wars. No new wars, no fake friends. Like, what? They sent jets to Puerto Rico. Of course they fucking did. Of course they fucking did. I wonder how the comments on Brian Tyler Cohen's videos are looking nowadays.
I'm joined by a candidate for the U.S. Senate in Maine, Graham Plattner. Graham,
ever since Chorus.
Thanks for joining me.
Oh, I love Graham Plattner. Nah, there's really nothing about Chorus here. Excuse me. Weren't the jobs numbers horrific? Yeah, no. Remember I told you this? I told you the new guy would be like, yeah, we got 1 billion new jobs. Employers added 22,000 jobs in August. Oh, but that's still bad. Falling short. So the forecast was 80,000. They only got 20,000. Yeah, no, I mean, the economy's absolutely fucked. Nobody's employed. Nobody can get a job. Nobody anywhere can get a job. Yeah, no, people think that Venezuela is some dilapidated Middle Eastern country, and it's not. It's not.
Chicago braces for expanded ICE raids. The Homeland Security Department, it's asked the Pentagon to use a nearby military base to house hundreds of federal agents. That's according to an internal government memo. And CBS News Immigration.
Oh my God, so there's a Navy base in Chicago that they're fucking using as a goddamn base?
To 250 federal agents from Border Patrol and ICE, as well as be an increase in immigration operations in the Chicago area. The request is for 30 days, suggesting that this operation could...
Yeah, it's always for 30 days, but Trump extends that shit, just like he's extending the National Guard being deployed in Washington, D.C. Can't believe Trump, it says that Trump amasses troops. Like, Trump is literally preparing to invade his own goddamn nation. Yeah, bald, bro, bald. Straight up bald. What does this say? Civilian nominees confirmed via voice vote, unanimous consent? What does this even mean? Looks like we've lost India and Russia to deepest, darkest China. May they have a long and prosperous future together. Oh my God. Yeah, no, he's so jealous.
President Trump
who I don't usually agree with, called COVID vaccines, quote, one of the greatest miracles in the history of modern-day medicine that saved tens of millions of lives worldwide. Scientific community agrees with Trump. Lancet study found that it prevented almost 20 million deaths during their first year of use. Secretary Kennedy, are President Trump and the medical community right, or do you still believe that the COVID vaccine was, quote, the deadliest vaccine ever made?
No, first of all, I didn't say that. Oh, I said that in terms of...
Wait a minute, I didn't say that. Well, actually, I did say that.
Affairs reports a while ago. I said today, I think that President Trump should get the Nobel Prize.
So who's right? Is Trump in the medical community right, or are you right?
President Trump did an extraordinary piece of leadership.
Is he right or wrong? Did COVID save millions of lives?
As I said, he got Americans back to work. At that time, that particular vaccine was perfectly matched to the virus that was circulating then. And I have no idea how many lives it saved, but it saved quite a few.
You know, what I find a little bit weird in this discussion, I'm hearing it over and over again this morning, Mr. Chairman, is we've got the entire...
Yeah, RFK has literal brain worms, and his voice sounds like that because he used to inject a bunch of heroin into his neck.
Medical community on one side. You got the AMA representing hundreds of thousands of doctors, the American Academy of Pediatrics, the American Public Health Association. All of these organizations are telling us that COVID vaccine and vaccines in general are safe and effective. You are casting doubt on that. Who are your who are the organizations that are agreeing with you and casting aspersions on vaccines?
The primary advisors are Marty McCary, Jay Bhattacharya, Dr. Oz,
Got a few doctors who agree with you. I'm giving you
doctors. What you're talking about is there's a big difference, Senator, between established science and the scientific establishment.
Oh
which
my
has
God,
been
he
co-opted by the pharmaceutical
hold on. So
industry.
you're telling the American people that the American Medical Association, representing hundreds of thousands of people, have been co-opted and that they should not trust their doctors. And the American Academy of Pediatrics, and by the way, just for the record, every single Republican, I don't mean to be political here, Mr. Chairman, has received PAC money from the pharmaceutical industry. Are they all corrupt as well?
And I'm telling you, the American Heart Association has been co-opted by the food
Everybody
industry.
but you, Senator. But you know what? When you ran for president, you know, we have a corrupt campaign finance system. Maybe you will agree with me on that. Okay, you were running for president, you got $1.5 billion behind it. You received $300,000 from people, not from the industry, people in it, as I did, from individuals. You corrupt. President Trump got $3 million.
RFK moan breathing. Do you hear it? He's going... Like, you can hear it. Try to listen a little bit in the background, just for 5 seconds, bro.
Has been co-opted by the food
Everybody
industry.
but you, Senator. But you know what?
Watch.
When you ran for president, you know, we have a corrupt campaign finance system. Maybe you will agree with me on that. Okay, you were running for president, you got $1.5 billion behind it. You received $300,000 from people, not from the industry, people in it, as I did, from individuals. You corrupt. President Trump got $3 million. Every Republican got corporate PAC money for the pharmaceutical industry. Democrats as well. Everybody is corrupt, but you? Is that what we're looking at?
7 of
I don't
those.
think so. And I think the issue now...
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Well, I think...
What?
You do know what I'm talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The issue is every time anyone
Are you saying the pharmaceutical industry was supporting my presidential campaign?
I'm saying,
I don't think so.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that the pharmaceutical industry is a greedy institution.
Oh, did you hear that one? Did you hear that one?
Which is charging us the highest prices in the world. They are pervasive. But to suggest that every institution, the AMA, the pediatrics people, is corrupt because they disagree with you is an insult to the American people.
Listen, people disagree with me all the time. I have arguments in my agency, heated arguments every day with Jay Bhattacharya, with Marty McCary, with Dr. Oz.
You have given the names of a few people. I have given you the names of organizations representing hundreds of thousands of doctors and scientists. I yield, Mr. President.
Get his ass Make him feel the fucking burn. Get his ass. Get his ass. Dr. fucking Oz, bro. I can't fucking believe Dr. Oz is in our goddamn government. I really fucking can't, bro. That's proof that we live in fucking hell.
Most Americans are going to be able to get it from their pharmacy for free. Most Americans will be able to get it from their pharmacy for free.
The question is, everyone who wants it, that was your promise.
No, I didn't. I never promised that I was going to recommend products for which there is no indication.
When you said...
And I know you've taken $855,000 from pharmaceutical companies, Senator.
Did you hold up a big sign saying that you were lying when you said that? Because you are the one who said you would not take them away.
There's a big difference, Senator, between established science and the scientific establishment, which has been co-opted by the pharmaceutical.
Dude, this guy sounds like he actually literally has fucking spoons full of coal in the morning. Like, dude, call me ableist all you fucking want. I goddamn hate this guy's fucking voice. I hate listening to it. He sounds disgusting. He shouldn't be speaking on the world fucking stage. Just go sit in the goddamn mansion that his Kennedy fucking daddy handed him. And just shut the fuck up forever.
So you're telling the American people that the American Medical Association, representing hundreds of thousands of people, have been co-opted? Well, I think you do know what I'm talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Maybe President Trump should have asked you, are you a trustworthy person? And we should have waited for an answer then. Let's move on.
I don't even know what you're talking about. You're talking gibberish.
Mr. Secretary, let me speak slowly and clearly so that you can understand me.
She liked that. She gave that a chuckle. Look at her.
Know what you're talking about.
Maybe President Trump should have asked you, are you a trustworthy person? And we should have waited for an answer then. Let's move on.
I don't even know what you're talking about. You're talking gibberish.
Mr. Secretary,
she liked that one.
Slowly and clearly so that you can understand me through my New Mexico accent.
And then give me a chance to answer.
Does this help? Can you understand me?
You've been over HHS for 7 months now. Have you ever been briefed by CDC's career immunization officials to discuss your concerns?
And by the way, every member of this panel has criticized President Trump and demonized him.
Have you ever been briefed?
Are you complicit in the assassination attempts on President Trump?
What? Wait, what? What the fuck was that?
You've been over HHS for 7 months now. Have you ever been briefed by CDC's career immunization officials to discuss your concerns?
And by the way, every member of this panel has criticized President Trump and demonized him.
Have you ever
Are
been
you
briefed?
complicit in the assassination attempts on President Trump?
Sir, I'm asking the questions. You are the witness.
What does that even have to do with anything? What does it have to do with anything? Attempts? Yeah, there's been numerous. That's not a secret. That's not a secret. We know that. There's been 3 that we know of.
Mr. President, you'll be heading to the UK in a few weeks. Yesterday, Nigel Farage was on Capitol Hill. He really was talking a lot about pushing back on censorship online. He was asking...
Wait, 3? I know about the demo ranch shirt kid and the golf fence. Yes, when he was running, there's a video of somebody rushing the stage trying to... I mean, I guess it's up to debate whether that's an attempt or not, but I'm sure that he would classify it. Hold on, let me pull it up for you. This is years ago.
So, folks, here's what happens. I will call up Carrier, the president.
9 years ago.
Because I have to do it myself. I know it's not...
You see the fucking fear on him?
Because I have to do it myself. I know it's not...
You see the fear on him? My dog when she sees a squirrel.
I know it's not. I know it's not. I know it's not.
Look at him, he grabbed him, he's panicking. What do I do? Where do I go? What do I do? Somebody tried to rush the stage. Yeah, that was 9 years ago. They did a really good job burying that. Nobody even knew that shit happened.
Politicians like yourself, some of the people in this room, to really push back on that. How concerning is that to you? And Mr. Zuckerberg, if you don't mind answering, how concerning is that to you, the lack of freedom of speech online in the UK?
You didn't think you'd get that question. He's looking at me saying, how the hell? He's saying, how did I get that question? If you'd like to answer, free speech.
Sorry, actually I wasn't paying attention. But
It seems to be a crackdown. The British government seems to be cracking down on social media posts, people being arrested for tweets, social posts. Just wondering how concerning that is to you, Mr. President, and Mr. Zuckerberg.
This is the beginning of your political career.
No, it's not.
I will just say that in terms of UK, strange things are happening over there. They are cracking down, and surprisingly so. And I've spoken to the Prime Minister, and let's see what happens. But it is a little bit different situation. I'm very surprised to see what's happening in. Are you talking about the UK in particular, right? Yeah, I'm very surprised to see what's happening. Sad. It's not a good thing.
This is the meeting he had with all the billionaire tech CEOs and their
First
wives.
in artificial intelligence, but what are your concerns in the alliance of axis of evil, China, Russia, and North Korea towards
axis of
artificial
evil.
intelligence, but also as military, sir?
Well, I have no concerns. We have the most brilliant people at this table.
Dude, our government has been sold out to the billionaire class. We're fully controlled by private corporations. Oh, God, they got Abuelita coming out with the RPG. Oh, what are you gonna do, Marine, when you're fucking running through the jungle and you hear a noise and here comes Abuelita with the fucking RPG? Oh, God.
Es mentira. Y se lo digo a la opinión pública estadounidense. Podremos tener diferencias en formas de pensar en lo filosófico, en lo político, en lo económico. Pero por favor, no se dejen meter una mentira más para una guerra más fratricida ahora en Sudamérica y en el Caribe.
Los gringos plantean la máxima presión.
Dude, this is really gonna give... Oh my God. Yo, you can point and laugh. You can make all the jokes you want. This is exactly how Vietnam was fought in a different skin, right? Like a Fortnite skin. Like literally, bro, like old ladies and teenagers and people on their bikes and normal people who are working by day. This is why we lost. It's because you can't just engage in combat with people who are working, you know, and then at night they put on their gear and they fucking fight. Like, this is so reminiscent of the fucking Viet Cong.
Los gringos plantean la máxima presión. El presidente dice nosotros la máxima preparación.
Because the Venezuelans, dude, we didn't just fight the Viet Cong. We also fought the North Vietnamese army. That's going to be the Venezuelan military, the F-16, right? That flew over our ship. That's the military, right? And then there's going to be militias creeping out guerrilla warfare tactics, just like the Viet Cong, right? It's going to be a two-front fucking battle.
No queremos guerra. ¿Quién más quiere la guerra? Pues queremos paz. Pero lo vamos a preparar para garantizar la paz en los territorios.
This is bad. Just war after war after war after war after war after war after war. Oh. Insanity. Oh, look at that thumbnail. Look at that thumbnail. All right. Listen, guys, I'm going to end the live stream. Thank you very much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It costs you nothing, and it helps me immensely. I'll be live on Monday. I take Sundays off. If something crazy happens, maybe I'll go live tomorrow. Maybe I'll make a video, but I do take Sundays off. I'll see you on Monday. Have a very good weekend. I love you all. Don't forget, be brave. Never give up. Be loud. Never stop screaming. Never stop dancing. Gotta dance. Always dance. Thanks, guys. Have a good one. Thank you very much. Have a good one. Have a good one. Have a good one. Thank you very much. Have a good one. Bye, guys.